All praises unto Yahweh Shimi Al Shai. Double honors to the apostles of GMS and honors to you brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. This is gonna be the first part of a two-part video. Um, the second of which is gonna be produced um following this one, and it's gonna be an exercise where all of these different ingredients that you see out here, I'm gonna actually show you how to make them up into something that you could drink on a weekly basis. And what I've tried to do, I've gone out, I've got the ingredients and everything. First and foremost, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna go through the health benefits, and I've tried to keep it under of a budget of about £6 to £7, which is relatively cheap. The only thing that's gonna cost you a bit more, depending on your budget, is the honey. Okay, because the better honey you get, the more expensive this recipe is gonna be. But from the ginger to the hibiscus, which is also known as sorrel within the West Indies, and you get sorrel drink, of which this is a sorrel drink, of which I'm just only adding more of the ginger and the cinnamon, okay, as just to make it that much more healthy, that much of a better a drink that you can take, just to keep pushing this word, man. Okay, and as we go through these different health benefits, okay, you're gonna see why it's really, it's a good drink. And what I'm probably gonna mention this time, and also when I'm doing the practical side of this thing, whilst when I'm in the kitchen and so on and so forth, showing you how to make it up. I'm also gonna you also have to you can also add rum to this. Okay, so it's not just a healthy drink that you can drink, on a day-to-day basis, and it's almost like a tea. All right, but you can have it cold or hot. Now when you have it cold, you can add some rum in there, man. Okay, so you say, you got the brothers around or whatever, you can have this healthy tea, quote unquote, and you can put some rum in there. You can get told up and toasted, or whatever you want to call it, but you could do that with actually adding, to your body, rather than taking away. Okay, now the way they make it out there within the West Indies, in so-called Saturnalia, all right, is that they use the sugar and so on and so forth, which is actually counterproductive to what you could actually do. So what I'm going to do is damn near reprove all of that and do it in a way hopefully you brothers go and agree that's going to be healthy and beneficial to the whole body. And when I say the whole body, I'm talking about all of you brothers out there. So without much further ado, I'm going to start off with the health benefits of ginger. Then I go into the hibiscus, which is also known as sorrel. Then the cinnamon, which you should know by now. Okay, let me pull up this one. Okay, and then obviously the honey, of which you should know about that now, of which there's numerous accounts of how beneficial the honey is. So all of these stuff you should know. Okay, but what I find difficult, especially when you're speaking to brothers, is a means of pushing this down, or a means of putting all of those different things together in a way that you're gonna like it, you're gonna enjoy it, right? And you can get into a routine of doing it. So the idea with me, you see me when I get into the kitchen, the idea with this is to do this, if not on a fortnightly basis, then definitely on a weekly basis. In fact, I might do it on a fortnightly basis, because what I'll do is I'll use the whole packet of sorrel, and then I'll get a freezable bottle, and then I'll freeze one bottle. And so when the second week comes, I don't have to go in the kitchen and make it up again. I could just defrost that bottle that I had already prepared this week, and then when the fortnight comes, I do the whole same thing again, just to get, like I said, just to get some of those toxins and those poisons easily be pushing out there. So we say ginger. I'll start off with the first benefit. This is dealing with ginger, and this is 11 proven health benefits of ginger. All right, and it says number 5 is insane. So when we get to number 5, right here, it's talking about ginger may drastically lower blood sugar and improve heart disease risk factors. Okay, you're dealing with all of the poisons and the toxins that we're dealing with in this society, man. Okay, it's good to know really the cheap stuff, man. All of these ingredients, like I said, bar and honey. All right, the honey I'm going to use in the practical, I'm using it as a sweetener, so I got just a generic honey. Not the best thing, I'll admit to that, but it's way better than using the sugar, refined sugar, especially the white sugar. Okay, I'm using it as a sweetener. If you really want to go in on this, you could actually use this as a you could use the other more expensive honey. But like I said, I want to do this on a weekly basis, so you have to think, factor in costs and so on and so forth. All right, so we go back up to the top. All right, it says ginger contains gingerol, a substance which is powerful medicinal properties. It says ginger is a flowering plant that is originated from China, so we don't really need to get into all of the backstory and so on and so forth. All right, it says ginger can be used fresh to dye or whatever. Gingerol is the main bioactive compound in ginger responsible for much of its medicinal properties, and it has a powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. So when you're dealing with cancers and arthritis and so on and so forth, ginger is the way to go. Okay, it says ginger can treat many forms of nausea, right, especially morning sickness. So like again, when you see this whole thing complete, of which I have to do it as a two-part, because when I actually cook it up, when you see me in the kitchen, you're gonna see me in the kitchen tonight, and I'm gonna make it up. All right, but ultimately it's gonna have to, you have to leave it overnight. It's a thing where you have to leave it overnight, and then you strain it and so on and so forth, and then you could bottle it up or whatever. Okay, so it says ginger can treat many forms of nausea, so the morning sickness, which is where I started off before I digressed. Okay, all right, so you could just take a glass of it or whatever in the morning, and then that'll deal with that morning sickness. All right, it says, for example, it has a long history of seasickness remedy, and there is some evidence that it may be effective as prescriptive medication. So they're saying there's evidence to prove that you could sell ginger as a medicine for seasickness. But you got certain dudes out there that go and take Esau's medicine and mess yourself over, man. All right, it says ginger may be it may also relieve nausea, vomiting after surgery, all right, and cancer patients undergoing chemotherapy. So it's powerful, man. All right, ginger may reduce muscle pain and muscle soreness. Right, ginger has been shown to be effective against exercise-induced muscle pain. So when you're training and all of that, which I would advocate training, because diet is just so damn near half of it. Okay, I'll go as far as saying this: you could be on a slightly a bad to terrible diet, and as long as you're exercising, you could just about get away with it. So the two go hand in hand. When you start eating even better, it goes exponential, man. All right, it says in one study, consuming 2 grams of ginger per day for 11 days significantly reduced muscle pains in people performing elbow exercises. All right, and if which you're in your training, you're doing any kind of exercises, you're gonna be using your elbows, man, for the most part. Okay, it says ginger does not have any immediate impact, but may be effective at reducing the day-to-day progression of muscle pain, and that's what Esau deals with. He deals with the day-to-day sort of progressiveness. Okay, how you did today as a result of this drug. But we know in this thing, this health and eating, and this is the reason I've done it in the way I've done it, so you could do it on a fortnightly basis at the very least, and bottle up a bottle and put it in the freezer and use it on the next week. All right, but ultimately this is a thing where you really have to do it on a day-to-day basis. Health is not something you just do one day and then you're all right. It's a day-to-day thing, man. All right. It says anti-inflammatory effects can help with osteoarthritis. Right. Ginger may drastically lower blood sugar levels and improve health, heart disease risk factors. All right. Ginger can help with to treat chronic indigestion. All right, so you're getting all of those bowel pains and so on and so forth. That's a good. It's good to take, and we know about that, especially if you're coming from anywhere outside of the so-called Western world. You know about the ginger when you got the stomach cramps, man. All right, because out there, you might go out to a certain place and they might not have very very clean water and that. Okay, that will you get sick. Your mom will tell you go get the ginger root and eat up that ginger root. Okay. Says ginger may significantly reduce menstrual pains. All right, ginger may lower cholesterol levels. Contains a substance that may help prevent cancer. All right, and ginger may improve brain functions and protect against Alzheimer's disease. Okay. Oh, sorry. And there's one more. I thought that was the last one. It says an active ingredient in ginger can help fight infections as well. So there's a lot of benefits there, and that's just dealing with the first one. All right. Now let's deal with the sorrel. Okay, and our drink that we're gonna make, all right, not quite a smoothie. This is gonna be, for the most part, just a drink. You can take it, like I said, you can take it as a tea. All right, so once you make it up, you can heat it back up, or just take it cold. I prefer it cold, because it's way more refreshing that way, especially in the summertime. You stick it in the fridge for a couple of hours, and if you got some empty wine bottles or empty liquor bottles, I'd advocate putting this sorrel inside the wine bottle, so it gets that much colder, and when you drink it, you'll find it's very refreshing, man. But you're seeing all of these, and we just dealt with one herb, right? You're seeing all of these benefits that's going to be linked to this one simple drink that we're going to be making, man. Okay, so let's deal with some of these benefits that come from the hibiscus tea, the sorrel. It says heart, blood pressure management, all right, lowering cholesterol, protects the liver, okay, and the liver is important, man. A lot of people underestimate how protecting the liver is beneficial to you. Basically, all of the toxins that all the food and all the poison is dealt with by the liver. If you're not helping at the very least to protect your liver, you're gonna find yourself in a very difficult position, man. All right, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial properties. All right, it says hibiscus tea is rich in ascorbic acid and has and also known as vitamin C, and is an essential nutrient required for the body to boost and stimulate the activity of the immune system. And I forgot one more ingredient, Salakia. And this one's gonna be really the slightly more expensive one. Okay, so pomegranate benefits, and I'll leave that in the background, and I'll go to the 12 proven ones as well. Okay, so menstrual pains, antidepressant properties. Okay, so you got guys out there that get all in that. Everybody goes through it, but you come into this thing. The Lord spoke about us being renewed, man. All right, and the renewing of your mind is kind of coming away from all of those poisonous foods that you be eating out here in Esau society, man. You're gonna go back onto the old ways, and the reason why the old ways is good is because they did the simple things right here, very simple things, to stop themselves to getting into situations where you're getting all depressed. Now you get them demons fucking with you and all of that, man. So it says antidepressive, or you go on that Prozac, which is even worse for you, man. All right, antidepressive properties. Hibiscus tea contains vitamins and minerals like flavonoids, have antidepressive properties. Consumption of hibiscus tea helps to calm the nervous system, and it may reduce anxiety, depression by creating a relaxed sensation in the body and mind. It says aids digestion. Many people drink hibiscus tea to improve indigestion. So again, you're seeing how these all are helping each other. Okay, weight loss, if you're trying to lose that weight. Okay, good for summer and winter. So I told you can have it as a tea and you can have it as cold, man. The more ginger you put in there and the more honey you put in there, it's good in the summer, man. All right, blood pressure, pregnancy and fertility. All right, hibiscus tea is not recommended for pregnant women, particularly due to the I won't try to read that word. The effect which may simulate menstrual or blood flow in the uterus of the or the pelvic. So you got pregnancies and all of that. All of these things you got to take with caution. It says for undergoing hormone treatments or taking birth pills is recommended to consult a health specialist. So you're really supposed to be doing that stuff. Okay, let's move on to the next one. And this is cinnamon, of which that's gonna be another ingredient we're gonna throw in there. And the whole thing is real easy, man. Okay, I'm gonna show you I'm gonna show you all the ingredients. I'm gonna prepare it right before you. I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm doing. Real easy. Again, honey and the pomegranate is the two ingredients that you're gonna find the most expensive. That's it. Okay, this should be something you'll be able to do damn near on a fortnightly basis. Okay, all right. It says cinnamon. All right, let's go straight to the benefits. So number one, all right, high in substances with powerful medicinal properties, which Ceylon cinnamon, also known as true cinnamon, acacia cinnamon. This is more a common variety what people refer to as cinnamon. So cinnamon's made from, see, they go into the backstory and all of that and call it, you know, one of the benefits and properties of that. Okay, cinnamon is loaded with antioxidants. Antioxidants protect the body from oxidative damage caused by free radicals. And I believe, I'm not a dietitian or a biologist by any means. All right, I'm just, basically just trying to help everybody out there as best as I can with the little bit of information that I got. But if I'm not mistaken, those oxidative damage caused by free radicals also causes cancer, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so cinnamon is loaded with powerful antioxidants such as polyphenols. All right, and in this study compared the antioxidants of 26 spices, cinnamon would end up the clear winner, even outranking superfoods like garlic and oregano. Okay, so oregano, all right, and garlic are beaten by something very simple, man, just cinnamon sticks. Okay, of which I prefer. In this video, I'm gonna use both. All right, the cinnamon sticks and the powder, but the powder is harder to filter out once we mix it up. So hopefully by way of boiling it and all of that, everything's gonna mix in quite well. All right, it says inflammation in the body is incredibly important. It says cinnamon has anti-inflammatory purposes. It says, however, inflammation can become a problem when chronic or long-term directed against the body's own tissues. So cinnamon may be helpful in this regard because its studies show that antioxidants in it have potent anti-inflammatory activity. All right, cinnamon may cut the risk of heart disease. Again, going back onto the very first thing we did, cinnamon can improve sensitivity to the hormone insulin, which is what the elders were getting into in the video that they recently did, which was the inspiration for this video. Okay, and that cinnamon can help you out with that high blood pressure. Okay, where you're gonna take the insulin shots. All right, now I don't know the ins and outs of how you would use that and do that, but you just use your Google and you can find out. All right, cinnamon lowers blood sugar levels and has a powerful anti-diabetic effect. Diabetes. Okay, and that's the same thing I was mentioning for the one above there. Number 7. Right, cinnamon may have beneficial effects on neurodegenerative diseases. So dealing with with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. Simple things, man. Right, may be protective against cancer. All right, cinnamon helps fight bacterial and fungal infections. So you got the so I was gonna read all of that and make examples, but here it is, man. Cinnamon may help fight against the HIV virus, man. All right, HIV virus is that slowly breaks down in the immune system, which is effectively leads to AIDS. And if untreated, cinnamon extracted from the cassia varieties, all right, is thought to have fight HIV, man. Okay, so that's powerful right there, man. And the Most High is just growing out the earth, man. All right. Now, this is dealing with honey. I'm gonna blitz right through this. Everybody, everybody's seen these ones, okay? Beautiful skin, probiotic, right? Heals wounds and burns, blood sugar regulation, all right? Balance of five elements. It says honey has been used in medicine in India for at least 4,000 years and is considered to affect all 3 of the body's primitive material imbalances positively. Right, this is also said to be useful, right, in improving eyesight, weight loss, curing impotence and premature ejaculation, urinary tract disorder, all right, bronchial asthma, diarrhea, and nausea. Like, come on, man, how much more do you need, man? All right, reduce coughs and throat irritation. All right, increase athletic performance. It says ancient athletes would eat honey and dried figs, of which I know them figs is good for them for them athletes, because I believe it boosts up the testosterone. And there was a scientist going into it how different fruits and nuts and so on and so forth are shaped to represent what they help, which makes sense. The Most High would do something like that, man. All right, they said bananas are supposed to represent smiles, all right, or an erection. All right, which it does both, man. A banana will make you happy and horny, man. All right, figs represents your nut sacks because it increases. They boost your sperm count, and if your sperm count is going up, that means your T is going up, man. And that's why they use them as athletic enhancements, man. It says, and this has now been verified with modern studies, right, showing that this is superior in maintaining glycogen levels and improving recovery time than other sweeteners. It says antibacterial and antifungal, right, reduces ulcers and gastrointestinal disorders and prevents cancers and diseases. Okay, so this is pomegranates. All right, this also improves them T levels and testosterone levels. That deals with also recovery, your sexual fertility and aggressiveness, and also deals with you being a man. Because the root thing of us pushing this word is the testimony, man. And what's the root word of testimony? Is testes, right? Okay, I can't stress that enough. That's what I'm saying. I tried my very best to make this as very cheap as possible, so you can do it on a week or if not a fortnightly basis, and you should be having, you should be able to get at least a few good glasses of these a week, man. All right, for the whole month, and that should cost you maybe under £20, man. All right, and you're getting all of these benefits from something that costs you damn near nothing, man. Okay. Now everybody ain't got it like that, but that's I've tried to make it as cheap as physically possible, that any brother who sees this video and is inspired to do it, okay, especially the part 2 when I actually show you how to do it. And like I said, the part 2 is gonna go up tomorrow, once the hibiscus tea has done its thing overnight. Okay, so that's dealing with the cooking side of it. I'll go through that in the cooking side. All right, it says the pomegranates are loaded with important nutrients. It says, and the elders got me onto these pomegranates. So really, you don't have to do it with the pomegranates, but the benefits are so much. And each one out here during the off season, when they're not so much abundantly there, they can cost you about £1 each, man. So they're quite expensive, but for £1, man, to get all of these benefits, and it's not like you're just eating the pomegranate on its own. You're actually just adding it just for that little extra kick, man. All right. Okay, so it's loaded with all of them vitamins. You're getting all of these, 7 grams of fiber, 3 grams of protein, 30% of your recommended daily amount of vitamin C, man. All right, 36 of your K. All right, potassium in there, and folate. Okay, like I said, I'm not a dietitian, but I'm pretty sure them things is good for you, man. All right, otherwise they wouldn't mention it. It says pomegranate contains 2 plant compounds which are powerful medicinal properties. Now we're gonna read these, and says, I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. I'm not Greek. It says extremely powerful antioxidants found in juice and peel of the pomegranate. They are so powerful that pomegranate juice has been found to have 3 times the antioxidant activity of red wine and green tea. All right, so people banging on like green tea, nah, man, this is way more powerful than that. Okay, pomegranate extracts and powders is typically made from peel due to the high antioxidants. All right, it says punicic acid, also known as pomegranate seed oil, is the main fatty acid in arils. This type of conjuncted linoleic acid with potent biological effects. Bottom line is, pomegranate contains these 2 ingredients, unique substances that are responsible for most of their health benefits. So that's what they're getting into. It says has impressive anti-inflammatory properties, right? May fight against prostate cancer. All right, so how many different types of cancers have we just fought against with all of these, man? All right. May also be used against breast cancer, another cancer. It says may lower blood pressure. All right, may fight against arthritis and joint pain. So dealing with I can't remember which one it was. I think it was this one that was dealing with the elbow pains and so on and so forth. This is gonna help you with them joint pains if you be training and all of that. All right, joint pains, fight arthritis and joint pains. All right. May lower the risk of heart disease. All right, to treat erectile dysfunction. All right, I don't know, no situation like that, but hey, if you're dealing with that situation, this could be the thing for you, man. All right, to get your pecker up, man. Okay, it says Pomegranate can be helped to fight bacterial and fungal infection. And also, man, it's not just about, remember, you gotta think in the long run too, right? Yeah, you're working and you're 100 right now, but your diet shit, now you're gonna be experiencing these things. It's the best thing about the best medicine is prevention. Okay, the best medicine is prevention. Okay, and so pomegranate can help fight bacterial and fungal infections. Pomegranate may improve memory, so you're trying to remember them precepts and you can't improve them. Okay, this is the one I read when I was watching the elders video. It says pomegranates may improve exercise and performance. All right, and it says in a study of 19 athletes running on a treadmill, 1 gram of pomegranate extract 30 minutes before exercise significantly enhanced blood flow. All right, and it says, and this led to a delay in the onset of fatigue and increased the exercise efficiency, of which is most of them you got different types of steroids out there. Okay, one of the types of steroids that they have out there does precisely just that, man. All right, allows the blood to absorb more oxygen or something to that effect, and therefore you can exercise longer without getting fatigued. So with that being said, that's the end of part 1. And part 2, it's gonna be uploaded with a time delay because obviously I want to show you the finished product and everything. But I'll do the cooking side of it now, and then and I'll upload it tomorrow once the finished product is done. So with that being said, I'm gonna say all praise unto Yahweh, Shimi Al Shai, double honors to the apostles of GMS, honest you brothers will be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.